Good evening, everyone, and welcome in Let's Connect with Prerna. So, my today's live session is with Principal of Lucknow International Public School, and I'm inviting Manvi ma'am to join my session for the talk show. So, my today's session is with Mrs Mandavi Tripathi, Principal of Lucknow International Public School. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, Prerna. How are you doing?
I'm good, ma'am. आप कैसे हो?
Wonderful, wonderful. And so pleased to see you because we could interact all on phone, but then
Yes.
it's
Yes.
wonderful to go live with you.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you. So, welcome everyone. As I've been telling you twice, and again I'm repeating that I am live today with Mandavi Tripathi, ma'am, Principal of Lucknow International Public School. So, ma'am, हम अपना conversation start करें?
Yeah, sure. You can go ahead. You have so many questions. I hope I'll be able to answer all of them.
Yes, yes. I'm very confident about it as usual be. So मानवी मैम ये जो लॉकडाउन लगा पिछले साल फिर स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं घर पे थे वर्चुअल स्टडीज वर गोइंग ऑन एंड देन all of a sudden again things started and students started coming back to the school and life was a bit, I won't say that it was as normal as it was in 2019, but yes, life was again coming back to the routine. But because seeing the new variant and the cases are rising and so many things are there, again students are back to the virtual classes and virtual mode. तो मैम ये जो स्विच है ऑफलाइन टू वर्चुअल वर्चुअल टू ऑफलाइन, इसका आई समहाउ आई फील दैट द स्टूडेंट्स ऑब्वियसली इसका इम्पैक्ट होता होगा, हम सब पे होता है, तो स्टूडेंट्स पे कुछ ज्यादा ही वो रहता है। तो किस तरीके की चीजें या व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से दैट स्टूडेंट किस तरीके से इस सिचुएशन में कोप कर रहे हैं एंड हाउ स्कूल इज प्लेइंग द पार्ट?
See, if you talk about this pandemic, no doubt it affected around 168 million children globally. The figure, in fact, leaves all of us on a note where we need to think that the effect, no doubt, has been on a large number of population, and especially the population which is in a stage where we need to nurture them and provide them with the best of the things possible, right?
Yes.
But then educators have now been shouldered with a task which is extremely, and in fact, in the beginning, it seemed to be impossible. Okay, how will we switch on quickly from this? Overnight, the pandemic asked us to switch on our mode. And from the methodology of chalk and talk, we have to quickly switch over to technology.
True.
This was indeed difficult. Difficult equally for the teachers and embracing technology. जितनी जल्दी टीचर्स ने अडेप्ट किया ना प्रेरणा, उतनी ही जल्दी स्टूडेंट्स ने उनको सपोर्ट भी दिया, because this wouldn't have been successful unless and until there was huge acceptance from the end of the teachers, their families, parents, students, everybody. They quickly moved on. And
Right.
if we talk about that, if you have to put someone at the pedestal, let it be the teachers only, because they have proved themselves to be society heroes. You talk about doctors, but
Absolutely.
yes, because a few days back, I'm sorry I'm saying this, but yes, jokes apart, कि अभी मैं I was just going through a small meme. Somebody said कि समुद्र मंथन में ना अमृत निकला,
हाँ.
सो वहां पर भी एक टीचर की ड्यूटी लगी थी, तो उसने जाकर उसको वापस किया, तो राक्षसों ने देख के ये समझा, देवताओं को ये समझ में आया कि ये लोटा जो खाली इनको डिपॉजिट किया गया ना, ये शिक्षक ही है जिसने पूरा अमृत पी लिया है, बाकी तो किसी को कुछ मिला नहीं। तो आज ना सारे सिनेरियोज में शिक्षक की ड्यूटी लगा दी जाती है, टू बी चुनाव है तो टीचर।
बिल्कुल मैम,
it's not that I am from a private institution, I should talk about teachers, but yes, equally difficult for the students, as you asked. Embracing technology, getting acquainted to the what you say new normal was equally difficult for the students.
Right.
People mock at the students who are this pandemic batch of 10s and 12s.
बिल्कुल.
हाँ, people make a mockery out of it कि अरे भाई ये डॉक्टर बन के आ रहे हैं. You can see hundreds of coming out.
Yes, absolutely. I somehow feel that स्टूडेंट्स इनफैक्ट जो पुराने बच्चे 2018 या 2019 के पास आउट्स है, उन्होंने एक जो स्पेशल टैग दे दिया है, ये भी कहीं ना कहीं बच्चों के अंदर एक फियर और एक लेवल ऑफ एंजाइटी आई एम वेरी श्योर कि क्रिएट करता होगा।
बट देन आपको एक बात ये सोचनी पड़ेगी दैट व्हेन यू क्रिटिसाइज दिस लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स, do you remember past 100 years any batch of student going through such a disaster, a time where घर वाले बीमार पड़े हैं, मम्मी बीमार है, पापा बीमार है, some near and dear one has expired, and then this continued not in the students but also in the families of teachers. Just imagine कि एक टीचर भी है जो पढ़ा रही है, बगल में मदर इन लॉ बीमार है, या उसका हस्बैंड बीमार है, या उसका बच्चा बीमार है, but still they are coping up and they want to deliver the best to the students. Same is happening with the mental level of the students as well. क्योंकि घर में भी कोई बीमार है, सारे problems है, but still they are coping up. But both outstanding efforts, we must say, दोनों ने ही unmatched, जिसको हम कह सकते हैं इस unprecedented time, there was an unmatched performance by the teachers, by the students, in the way they changed themselves, in the way the teachers adopted the new pedagogy, in the way the students accepted this new learning and embraced this new learning. I think there is a lot for all the future generations to actually learn from these batches of teachers as well as students, that how even in the adverse situation they were able to cope up, and they did it wonderfully. In fact, this is one of the batch who has learned in the most adverse situation till now in the past 100 years. So I think there's a huge round of applause. And of course, as you said कि कैसे कर रहे हैं, of course replicating the functions of school without school building is what they are doing at the home level, right? So teachers are replicating that they have to work upon certain things, उनको काम करना है. अब स्कूल बिल्डिंग बस नहीं है, लेकिन वो सारा काम उनको घर से करना है और उन सारे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए करना है. So that has been happening. And the digital divide, you all know that it is real. और बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था. स्टूडेंट्स equipped नहीं थे, families equipped नहीं थी, ready नहीं थी. But yes, I must say the zeal was there, which did not die and which made this successful, and this transformation slowly and gradually, but was picked up by everybody, accepted, embraced, and now, yes, you can say that we have transformed ourselves, embraced the technology, and we are digitally smart now.
Absolutely. I think the way you have explained, कितना beautifully आपने जो ये जो मीम है या जो बच्चों को लेकर के बोलते हैं कि ये स्पेशल बैच है या इनको एक कुछ criticize करते हैं, the way you have explained, I'm very sure that people who are spreading this kind of negativity and trying to make the student anxious, they should really stop it, because it's really bad. They are not understanding the kind of effort students as well as teachers have made all this while.
See, this crisis has also provided the teachers with an opportunity to think out of the box, to work differently, to learn something new. And one thing more, vice versa, if you go, this pandemic has only made the people realize that schools are just much more than mere buildings. They have also realized that teachers are irreplaceable and essential for learning and education. You cannot, आप कैसे भी online schools ले आइए, whatsoever you might do, but that feel of coming to school, learning in the school building with your peers, this system, nobody can wipe out howsoever digitally equipped you are. This is, of course, that this has come up, and this is just what we can say कि एक हमारे पास एक पहलू है कि जिसको भाई ठीक है अभी हम स्कूल नहीं जा सकते तो हम ये कर सकते हैं. This is just an option that we are taking, an option that keeps us going, where learning does not stop. Just for this we have it. Otherwise, you all have realized school is not mere a building. It is much more than that. Every student has gone through this tough time and realized, the parents and the students, they have realized the importance of teachers, and teachers have become much more confident that in this lifetime, nothing can replace them. So that's gonna. Yeah, that's
absolutely. Manvi ma'am, अगर हम छोटे बच्चों की बात करें तो उनके लिए मतलब, because I'm very sure that students, I mean, from a certain age, they are very, I mean, we all are very obviously technically savvy, but जो इसके लिए जो एक इक्विप्ड होना चाहिए स्टूडेंट्स को, तो वो छोटे बच्चों के साथ उनको किस तरीके से दैट zeal is there, that interest is there, and that consistency is also there to sit right in front of the laptop or the mobile phone and attend the class. So how are the teachers doing it for the smaller groups, like smaller
See,
students?
doing it for the smaller group indeed is not that challenging. In fact, why?
Okay.
Because now the children, they are so tech savvy. They are much more
Yeah,
brilliant than what I and you
yeah,
are. See, me,
बिल्कुल.
I always say, and because I know what my weakness is, I always say that my weakness is technology. I don't embrace technology that way. But yes, even in this time, I have learned. Today, I was learning from you. See, let's talk fair. So it's every day a new learning that we do.
Yeah,
So what I believe is these little kiddos, they did not find it difficult. Yes, the role of the parent undoubtedly increased. Role of the parent undoubtedly increased because they are the ones जो काम teacher class में कर लेती थी वो parent को बगल में बैठ के करना पड़ रहा है. But yes, if the teacher has that caliber and potential of instilling a lot of creativity, newness into the classroom, then embracing this and giving learning through this, it will not at all be
yeah,
possible. It's wonderful. Children really enjoy. They enjoy
right,
much more. Earlier, it was a fantasy for them looking, and if you're using augmented reality in your classroom, like
yeah,
in your school teachers do, so it's a fun time for them. They love if you are using storytelling and other things that keep them engaged. It's going to be wonderful. They don't find it difficult. We feel how they will do it, but they know. I have a niece who earlier she knows how to get into the class. She knows how to exit it. She knows how to mute it. She knows everything, and she is just in
right.
playgroup. So
Wow.
she's wonderful. She knows all that. So they
Yeah,
are more digitally equipped than what you and me are. So it's
absolutely. Yeah,
not at all a drill and exercise. In fact, it is a drill and exercise for the parents and for the teachers because attention span to goldfish jaisa
yeah,
hota hai. We don't have that attention span. So you have to be more creative. You have to be on your toes. Your classes have to be interesting. There has to be a change in the pedagogy to keep that attention span with you. Otherwise, for them as children, if you talk, they are much more wonderful and brilliant than what we expect. Or you and
yeah.
me are not at all that equipped. So that's
Right,
all.
right, right.
Yeah.
Uh, Ma'am, one very important aspect which is related to mental health, because a lot of, as you just mentioned, मैम, कि बच्चों ने बहुत कुछ झेला है. हम सब ने इनफैक्ट बहुत सारी चीजें देखी हैं. ग्रीफ देखे हैं, सॉरोज देखे हैं, एक अनसर्टेनिटी देखी है, एक स्टेबिलिटी नहीं है. सो इसका जो एक रेपोकशन है, इसका जो एक आई फील दैट जो इसका इफेक्ट है वो स्टिल इट्स देयर विद द स्टूडेंट एंड इट्स स्टिल देयर इन देयर माइंड. So what is, what kind of a role? I mean, I'm very sure that teachers play a very, very important role. They are the counselor, they are the guide, they are the friend as well during these times. But schools, especially, we've been talking a lot on, counselors and academic counselors. So how do you feel that school इसमें मैम किस तरीके से बच्चों को कोप अप करने के लिए, पेरेंट्स को भी कोप अप करने के लिए मदद कर सकता है?
See, if you can lighten up things, what becomes more difficult is examination. This is a threat. ये word ही अपने आप में अब test होने वाला है, अब exam होने वाला है, and this is one thing that the parents also fear. क्या
Yeah,
exam में fail हो जाएगा मेरा बच्चा? So now what the school needs to do is change the pedagogy of the examination. Actually, the pattern of the
yeah,
examination should differ. Now at this point of crisis, it should not, you have different learners sitting in your class. This practically everybody
right.
knows, but then
Absolutely.
assessment is not according to the learner. If you make your learner like assessment policy also in a way where every child is assessed on his or her innate qualities rather than grilling him just on the academic excellence, I think the pressure will reduce. Secondly, the student will become more confident.
Yeah,
The challenging part, Prerna, I'm sorry to say, although I belong to the same fraternity, I am not talking against anybody. But the challenge is when you count of assessment and when teachers talk of children, it is just the initial 10 children who are top 10 rankers that they talk about. The entire class is structured according to their need. When the thing has to be vice versa, it has to be
बिल्कुल.
structured according to the need of the children who actually needs help. not according
Absolutely,
to the
yeah.
not according to the ones who are already blessed and are brilliant. So what you have to do is, so the moment you take this shift, I think the pressure will be less, the mental pressure will be less. And yes, if you're talking about mental health, then yes, of course, I'll say a lot of screen time can be reduced. You can flip classroom is an alternative also. Lot of
Okay.
study material can be given to the children which they can read back, and the school can be a place. If they are coming, then school can be a place for experimentation, or your live classes can be a place for discussion. So let those discussions be qualitative, small timed. You can have classes, 2 or 3 classes in the morning at a stretch, leave the student for the entire day, and in the evening you can schedule something, 2 or 3 classes. So if
Right.
you do this pressure will reduce automatically, this screen
Right.
time will reduce. Parallelly, when it comes to core mental health, where you talk about psychological well-being of the child, of course,
Yeah. Yeah.
parents must be counseled that, see, it's not at this point of time, it is more important that you realize what is more important. So you
Yeah.
need to tell them, dear parents, the result hardly matters. What matters
Absolutely.
is what knowledge your child has gained. So knowledge is never in only books or only in the academic sense that you are being taught at school. There is a lot of learning that's happening. So this period in itself is a learning period for the children, that in the adverse situation, they are coming out, giving their bit. We are changing the assessment policy. You please cooperate and understand that even projects, even small experiments, even live little activities, we are going to count upon. You can take up, their speeches can be a part of judgment that what they have learned.
Right.
So count them on speeches. The verbal skills are being grilled. If a child is a music kind of a learner, if he's music, he learns through music, then the music teacher should be engaged in taking his examinations. And there is a lot of art integration that can be blended. And through that also assessment can be changed. So
True.
if you change all that, definitely, and counseling sessions can be organized for the students online, for the parents online. That privilege can also be given from the end of the school. You can keep talking. You can create something like where online counseling can happen, where anonymously you can pen down or leave in your what you say, a little bit of request that you don't want to tell your name, and you just put in your problem, and the counselor answers it back without knowing who he or she is. Some kind of a provision the school can always keep in. So that's up to school. That can be catered. That's up to school. How much you have a bonding with your students, how much do you know about their problems, and how importantly you feel that mental health is equally important with respect to parent, with respect to children, and with the pressure that you are creating academically also. So you need to relax in all three ways, all of them.
राइट आई थिंक मानवी मैम, जो आपने जितने भी तरीके बताए हैं, द काइंड ऑफ मेजर्स यू सेड, अगर if they are implemented properly, so I'm pretty sure that mental health से बच्चों के अंदर बीमारी काफी कम हो जाए.
Right. Obviously this will happen, this will bring in a change, but only thing is we need to accept and realize that yes, there is a change. And for these 2 years, you should not also criticize the schools that nothing is happening, online is of no use. See, teachers have embraced it digitally, and very quickly, within a day or two, we were ready with the online structure without knowing what's the provision, how it is going to happen. Teachers earlier, now the content is ready. After an year and a half, different digital platforms are approaching us, companies are approaching us. Hamare paas content hai, humse le lijiye. For this, they took a year. And the same our teachers did within a click. Immediately after it was announced that yes, you have to take the digital classes from tomorrow. So this switch of quickly doing this within, after a night, टीचर्स रात में अपने वीडियो बना रहे हैं, सुबह पोस्ट कर रहे हैं, खुद का कंटेंट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. आपको बड़ी बड़ी डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी की कंपनीज को ये काम करने के लिए, पूरी साइकिल कंप्लीट करने के लिए 1 साल लगा, लेकिन टीचर्स ने उतनी देर में अपना कंटेंट क्रिएट कर लिया. था, हर क्लास के उनके पास वीडियोस थे, हर क्लास का मटेरियल था. So you think how much hard work they have put in. So the people who criticize, they must think and make a video. एक भी पेरेंट जो मेरे से कहता है, मैं तो सिर्फ इतना कहती हूँ कि सर मेरे को एक 10 मिनट का वीडियो एक चैप्टर पे बना के दे दीजिएगा और फिर बताइएगा कि मेरा टीचर क्या कर रहा है और आप क्या कर रहे हैं या स्कूल क्या कर रहा है और उसका क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन है. So that's really very important. So schools are contributing in its own way, and I think they are doing a fantastic job. All the teachers, we all must applaud. And of course the students, because in this difficult circumstances, to keep your mind stable, to work. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे थे जो बोर्ड्स के लिए पढ़ रहे थे, एक्सट्रीमली फोकस्ड. कई सारे एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स के लिए पढ़ रहे होंगे. दे हैव टू बी एक्सट्रीमली फोकस्ड एंड योर माइंड नीड्स टू बी रिलैक्स, calm at that point of time. And with such stress around, with such pressure around, keeping in pace and going through those examinations, we all must, it's hats off to them and their patience that they have come out so well. So from deep down, from my deep down within heart, from my heart, I have all respect for those teachers and even for those students who did their best during this pandemic.
True, bilkul. Manvi ma'am, if we talk about I recently started, so like if I talk about your the vaccine done till.
Prerna, your voice is cracking a bit.
Ma'am, is it okay now?
हाँ, better.
मैम मैं वैक्सीनेशन का पूछ रही हूँ, जो वैक्सीनेशन कैंप है, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट तो आपके स्कूल का वैक्सीनेशन कैंप इज डन और इट्स
No. A vaccination camp, I'm not saying it for my schools, I say it for all schools. All have taken it very seriously. I think most of the schools in Lucknow, with the effort of the DIOS and the reminder from the DM, we have quickly completed that cycle of vaccination. All the schools have organized their personalized camps, their staff, their teachers, and ensuring that all their students are vaccinated. So this is being done. I think their target was to complete it by 16th of January, and I think they will be able to do it. Wow. So that's going wonderfully, and I've also done it in my school. So that's great, I think. It's still cracking. Prerna, can you come closer? I think we are missing.
No, ma'am, there must be some. Now is it better?
Better.
So, ma'am, how was the response, like the consent of the student and the parents, the way they were like, okay, that okay?
It's not a problem anymore. People have learned to live in this new normal. They have accepted vaccination also. They know that it is important for their ward and they are open to it. We did not see any parent getting reluctant for not getting vaccinated. They are all eager. And I think 80 to 90% of my students have also received vaccination.
Very nice. So, Manvi ma'am, thank you so much. This was long. You know, I know I have bothered you a lot calling.
No, not at all. Not at all. And before I say a bye-bye from your platform, then there is something that I would love to read out for the teachers.
Please.
who are doing a fabulous job. And whenever we feel the stress of daily life, I always try to remember that each day I get more hug than an average therapist, and turn more frowns into smile than an average dentist, watch more brains process information than an average neurologist, and give more attention and to girls and boys than an average coach. I'm able to do this every day because I was born to be a teacher. So all what I can say is, teachers paint their minds, they guide their thoughts, share their achievements, advise their faults, inspire a lot of love of knowledge and truth as you light the path which leads our youth. So for your future brightens with each lesson you teach, each smile you strengthen and lengthen, each goal you help them reach. For the dawn of each poet, each philosopher and king begins with a teacher and the wisdom that the teacher brings. So that's what I wanted to tell, that yes, they are doing a wonderful job. And for the students out there, I would just say that yes, I'm proud of this pandemic batch, and I'm proud that you have proved that you are fighters, and even in the adverse you can survive. And anybody who survives in the adversity is the best teacher, and no doubt, whatever and wherever you will be in life, you will be rocking and doing the best from all others, because your teacher has been adversity. So thank you, Prerna, for calling me, having me with you. I thank you. I thank your foundation, ICA, for this. And lovely, we'll meet in person sometime very soon. You're most welcome to my school, so that you see and also see that what changes we are trying to bring in.
Right.
So on that note, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you everybody for watching live. I have a very small request that please, when you are going out of your house, please, please, please wear a mask, because I'm still seeing a lot of people not wearing the mask.
Yeah, pandemic. So your request will be taken in. I also request from my side, please use sanitizers, please use masks. It is not about your safety, but the safety of your loved ones as well. So please stay safe, stay blessed, and keep rocking. All the best, Prerna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.